How's everybody doing? We are live. I hope everybody is having a fabulous day. It's the final day of the week for most of you. I work 7 days a week, so it is not my final day. We are going to have a good time this weekend, though. We're going to do what we can do to have a fabulous weekend, do some shopping. We're also going to just relax a little bit. Of course, going to work out. We might check out a new gym. There are all sorts of fun stuff. So, not that I go to the gym that much, but when I do go, I do like to do legs at the gym just because uh, even though I have a gym in my garage, it's a different change of scenery. That and Crystal and I do a lot of work. As I just said, we work 7 days a week. So it is this chair and the TRX and then some TV, like some cooking shows. That's about it. Cooking and survival shows. If you're not watching Alone, by the way, watch that show. It's amazing. Jake, how are you? Janet, Shield Maiden Fitness. TJ, how's everybody doing? I wanted to tell everybody that next week will also be an abbreviated week. However, I will go live. It's probably at some different times because there will be. I'm traveling to Pittsburgh next week. Bookish Fit Chick. Awesome Cut Alive. Going to work. Work out while listening now. Have a great day. That is awesome. Thank you very much. And for those of you that don't know, you can check the pinned comment up above, and I'm going to be sharing it here again in a minute. Um, the You can get our book "Fuck Being Fat: Solve Your Weight Problems Once and for All" from Method Willpower. That is also something that gives you a month of our app. On the app, you get the Hunger Management Support Group. Then you also get and Hunger Management Support Groups where I keep track of my food, my nutrition, and my training. And then you get live and pre-recorded yoga, hit style training, Bozu classes. Crystal does a wide variety, changes it up all the time. She's got some new stuff even coming. We're going to practice Tabata, a Tabata class she's going to put out this weekend. So tons of amazing things this woman puts together. Just truly, truly, truly amazing. And then, give me 1 second. There we go. But you can also follow me on Al Roberts Uncensored if you want to catch this later or some special. It's just some content I make just for Uncensored. That is where I sometimes do interviews with people that normally can't be put onto YouTube because YouTube will then ban the channel. Or I discuss topics such as things that are right on the NIH website or things that are on the CDC website that don't seem to get discussed in our world today because people are too afraid to talk about them for some reason. So you can go check that out. We do also have two tiers of coaching now. We have two different varieties of coaching. We have one type of coaching, which is every single day on the app, communication, weekly video conference calls. We help people adjust their lifestyle bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. But for many people, we were being told, like, I really don't need that much. I just need to know kind of what to eat, how to eat, the parameters, everything like that. So we did develop a coaching and an activity and nutrition coaching thing where we give the person a program. There's a 30-minute initial call. We set them up with a good range of calories and nutrition, and we give them tons of different recipes towards their culinary preferences, tons of different recipes, including how to make the food, everything like that, with the ingredients, everything that goes into it. And then we have a monthly call with them every single month to check up on them. We do a weekly check-in. They can message us if they have any questions, and we answer the questions. So that is a new tier that's about half the price of normal coaching, and you can check that out too under activity coaching. So again, we are trying to just make sure we help as many people as possible. And Mark this morning told me No Morbidity ought to be back in stock within the next couple of days. We were waiting on Thinogen, so I will be telling everybody about that, and hopefully I'll be able to tell everybody next week go buy No Morbidity. So that's my spiel. Roja 316. Lauren Pazan just worked out 235 in a row. That's good. That's good. 235 workouts in a row. That's outstanding. What's up, brother? We'll be working out in the background. Good. Jessica, how are you? So it's been a pretty interesting week so far for fitness. Alan in chat, what's up, dogs? How you doing, Ibrahim? Ibrahim, I want to make sure I get the name right. I don't know. I want to thank all of you for showing up for the lives. I appreciate it. And I might do another live later on today. I'm not sure. I may not. I'm not absolutely positive. I've got a lot going on, and like I said, I got some travel coming up this next week. I just wanted everybody to understand. I really, I've, you guys have got me enjoying these lives again. I don't know if many of you know like the history of the channel, but I initially started all of this doing just kind of fitness comedy. I was the fat, strong guy in the gym, basically, um, and uh, basically can call me Ibo. All right, Ibo, that sounds good, man. I just want to make sure. And Mayumi, how are you doing? You guys, my name's Alan. It's like so plain, like so many people with interesting names. But anyway, I started me doing just kind of like roasting comedy because I find that shit funny, and the fitness industry needs to be made fun of. It's a walking, talking joke, basically. Most of the people in the fitness industry are parodies of human beings. Um, they are literally just like they are parodies of human beings. And some of the shit they say, when you actually know about fitness, like most of these people say ridiculous, stupid bullshit to try to influence or sell something to morons, to people that don't know better. Like for a while I was doing supplement reviews. You can look up every ingredient on every supplement. Like we have no morbidity. Look up every ingredient for no morbidity. That's why we use patented ingredients. And I used to do like comedic things with that, like the Cali muscles and V shreds and everything like that. And I just uh, after a while, it got to the point where I was just I was trying to get stronger and everything like that, blah blah blah, and it reached a point where it was affecting my health. So I started downsizing, and instead of making videos like that anymore, I just started going live every morning at 5 in the morning before I went to the gym. So I loved doing lives, and then after a while, it just got to be the same repetitive shit. And that was before you could actually do breakdowns of other people's videos. It was just straight Q&A. I do think that YouTubers if a YouTuber does not do a decent amount of live video, I question whether they know their shit. Like I question whether they actually know their actual craft. Are they just reading off some shit and can they actually answer? But I also find that a lot of them that do answer like that don't know what they're talking about. They think that they need to know everything. There's nothing wrong with saying I don't fucking know. I've been watching you since the 5 a.m. vids. Thank you very much, Julian. I appreciate it. I love the Tyrone videos with the shake. It was a fun one to make. It's just like that's all that people want, and they don't. Those videos are not that fun to make. They take all day because I film myself. Like there's hours of footage of me. There's his video, then the editing, and then it always gets demonetized or risks the channel. It's not that fun. Rep and Time Fitness. What's up? It's Japanese. It's pronounced Mayumi. Mayumi. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the phonetic breakdown because I need that shit. Like the Turk Builder. The Turk Builder. Here's my take on the Turk Builder. Okay. My take on the Turk Builder is this, and this is what I find comic. And me and Mark did a live about this. This is what I find comedic about this. The people that in question, both the Derek and Snitchy, they basically no testosterone. Well, here's my issue with it. Even like the audience that's purchasing this, dude, like the audience that's purchasing it, these are the same people that watch, natty or not videos to try to point at somebody and be like, you're taking stuff. Meanwhile, like most of these people aren't even claiming that they don't. They're just not divulging that they do, which I don't give a fuck what people take. I don't. I worry about my fitness, But most of the time, it's this ridiculous bullshit where the same audience that is somehow saying it's super disingenuous that people would take stuff and not immediately divulge it also looks for products to have the same effect as the stuff that those other people are taking. Like, so they bitch about unnatural results, but then they look for something that would give them unnatural results. And to me, that's just, I mean, it just shows how fucking pussy these people are. You know, like it just shows how absolute weak these people are. They literally complain about other people that they think are taking things based off of the say of Derek, who seems to be a pretty good guy, and a known felon who lies about almost everything in his life, including sitting in front of them, lying, in a fake voice with a fake character, because that's not his real personality. And then people are shocked that there might be something disingenuous. It's just the audience is just weird, weird, and they're rabid, like especially the fucking liars. They're like absolutely rabid for him, and that's fine. I'm used to that shit, but like it doesn't change the fact that he's not trustworthy. What I find that funny about this, Jacob, how are you doing? You ever get these ads on TikTok where someone shows dissolving tablet with someone make you skinny? I have seen those. They're fucking ridiculous. Facts, you go live. Outstanding, man. Outstanding. I love getting my daily dose of reality check. Good. Thank you. Sherry, how are you? Omana, question. What is the best way to take advantage of newbie gains? I'm looking to build muscle and strength in my legs primarily. Well, newbie gains, it depends on how old you are, first of all. If like newbie gains are normally meant for people like younger, but for a woman, newbie gains are going to be 5 pounds a year. Like newbie gains are very much like very much this thing that people in the fitness industry try to oversell to. If your nutrition is shit and your fucking and your intensity level is shit, I mean, newbie gain, like if for a person, for a person just starting to work out that's younger at the peak of their hormone levels and stuff like that, 15, 20 pounds the first year, then 5 pounds the second year, and then 2 or 3 pounds a year from then on of building muscle, up until a certain genetic limit, is just that. I mean, it's not something that can be just like, it's different for everybody, but also for women, newbie gain, like you're not meant to be super muscular. It's just not, it takes a lot longer than what people think. It needs consistency, yeah, I had no turkish stone in it. That's the fucking crazy thing. Like that's why we're partnered with Mark. Mark has his shit tested, even when it doesn't need to be. Does anyone know if April Lauren met her 100-pound goal lost by July 1st? I refuse to watch it directly. I have no idea. I normally when I watch her videos, I watch them live with you guys. Like I do the thing. My thing is like she lies openly about at least some things. I hope she loses her 200 pounds. I believe the way she's setting it up that she will not be able to keep weight off. Like she's setting it up as a very large woman to lose a pound a week doing what she claims a lot of activity. The problem with that, okay, is to just be losing a pound a week on the activity and nutrition claim that she makes, she should be losing several pounds a week. So something is off, right? So if she cuts this activity in half, she is at homeostasis. And if she ever has a time, like, I don't know, like she's sedentary because she's pregnant or taking care of a baby, like that she wishes, she's going to regain a massive amount of weight rather quickly. She's setting herself up she's not building a healthy lifestyle. She's trying to set herself up to be some sort of super athlete. Like she wants to be a fitness influencer so fucking bad. And that's just never happened. And you can look back on her previous attempts where she's constantly trying to be some sort of influencer, some sort of fitness, health influencer. And it's just not that. I don't think it's in the cards for her. I don't think she has it. You know what I mean? Like, because like, I don't believe she actually is very genuine in what she represents. And that's kind of fucking sad. That's just kind of fucking sad. It really is. Corey, how are you? Casey, my name's Kenny. What's up? Uh, I saw a video that said she lost 99 pounds. I'm super happy for her that she lost 99 pounds. I just don't. I personally like think that she should swallow some humility and understand that like multiple the hilarious thing is it's not just me, multiple other people that do fitness for a living have said nearly the same shit. uh, I think me and Ilona have said damn near the same thing, that it's not mathing. Like somewhere along the line she's either being disingenuous with how much food she's eating, which is a problem, which means she's not in control of her food, or that she is not doing the activity she's claiming. I personally believe it's the food. I personally believe she is just eating a lot of food. Like if you figure it out, like right now she's supposedly losing like over a pound a week. For a while it was like zero point 0.8 pounds a week here or there, blah blah blah. And then she's got her audience thinking like I'm doing what's good for me. No, you are not. Like just to stand up and proclaim this is what's best for me when you obviously have an issue with doing what's best for you is rather dumb. That's why I'll give her, like, I'll probably do a video at some point in time next week on her saying, here's my advice. I hope she hits 100 pounds down. I hope she hits 200 pounds down. My concern is she is not going to stay there. And my biggest concern, my absolute biggest concern, is that she is setting it up for people in her audience to make it seem like they need to do crazy, radical, outrageous shit to lose a pound a week while being huge. That's bad because that demotivates people. A lot of people don't just make videos and eat and do fitness. I mean, a lot of people do not do that. Like that's her only fucking job. Like there's a strong chance that in the last like month and a half, I've lost more weight than her as a smaller person who works out less than her by her claim. Eating around or more, which she claims she would be eating. Now, granted, our hormones are different, but what the fuck? Like, I mean, it's just disingenuous, and that's not good for the audience. We have enough bullshit in society. We have enough random bullshit being fed to people about what is, that doesn't make sense. It's just ridiculous. Alan, thank you for all you do to stand up for the truth. I appreciate you. To be honest, if I wanted unnatural results, right, exactly. Not a fan of the Turk, but don't you think people who build their careers on selling classes based off of their physical appearance should divulge it's not attainable? Not, I really don't. Like, just assume everybody is. You know, I really don't. Like, I really, really, really don't. Because what is not attainable? Like, what is and what isn't attainable? You know, and what is and what isn't natural? You think creatine's natural? Like, to get the amount of creatine people ingest in a day, they need to eat like 5 pounds of meat every single day, which is not, that's not attainable, But also, just to be real, like people should be smart enough to know that what one person looks like is not what they're going to look like, I mean, I don't think that, I don't like, I really don't like, should people divulge their genetic heritage too? Like, I always say this, like people are like, how do I get shoulders like yours? Like, fucking, invent a time machine and have your mama go back and fuck my daddy, and then you'd have his genetics, because these are genetics, like genetics plus fucking 37 years of fucking work. And I mean, I do a light dumbbell shoulder routine every single fucking day, like in how I eat, everything like that, like it's, there's, I really don't. I think people that worry that much about what other people look like are never going to get the results they want anyway. That's my thing. Like, research everything you do. Research the words that come out of my mouth. Research the words that come out of anybody's mouth. Research. Don't just take people's work for it. And the selling classes. Like if you're talking fitness classes, that's more along the lines of intensity you put into it and everything like that. And there's a skill involved in that by itself. So I really don't. And I never have. I've never ever seen the point of the natty or not things. That to me always just seems like a bunch of bitch ass people trying to fucking make themselves feel better. It really has. Morning, Alan. You have helped me out a lot with your thoughts and advice for health. Your perspective and kind words have meant a lot. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Amy, they should, but then they wouldn't sell anything. So why be honest? I don't think they should. Why? Like, here's my thing. Just because I lost weight before no morbidity. Okay, absolutely, I lost weight before no morbidity, but it does what it says, and then and it says, like, oh wait, hang on, honesty is the best policy, and I do agree with that also. But I just don't think that people should we're looking for like these people to openly divulge shit. Like, I just don't understand. Like, then my biggest thing is assume they all are. You think Shaun T's natural? No. The Rock? No. Like nobody. Like none of them. You don't think that like, and even the ones that are natural, if it is like your entire job to be fit, that's an unnatural state to begin with. Okay, like let me be real. If all I had to do was eat and train, if that was all I had to do, eat, sleep, train, de-stress, my body would be completely different than it is right now. And it would be completely pristine. Like, if your entire job is to work out, talk, like that's if you had all the time in the day to just work out, do social media, and then fucking eat, if you have the drive, just about anybody can take perfect control of their health and attain a very, very, very good physique. Now, how it ends up looking would depend on how big you ever got, lose skin, all sorts of stuff, of course. But if that is your entire fucking job, like, and you're good at your job, you'd be in great fucking shape. But to just be like, this person's on this person's on that. If they're a pro bodybuilder, assume. Okay. If they're on TV, assume. Like almost all of them, I would imagine. I just assume they are. That it cuts the middleman, and then I go by the data. Here is my special guest, by the way, because you guys have asked so much to have her on, so you guys can ask questions. My special guest is Crystal, my lovely wife.
Good morning.
Get you a little bit more centered. There we go. And so if you guys have any questions about yoga or how she came up with the hunger management method to make sure that I can lose weight and not eat everything in our refrigerator on a daily basis like I was for a long time, you can feel free to ask. But this is my lovely wife, Crystal. You guys hear me talk about her all the time, so I thought we'd have her on. Alan, are your workouts slow and steady or fast and explosive? She writes them, so.
I would say fast and explosive.
Yeah. My workouts are about 45 minutes a day of TRX and dumbbell together. In that 45 minutes, if you add up all the rest time, it works out to something ridiculous like a minute and a half to 2 minutes in the 45 minutes. Because it's like you do a set, 15 seconds rest, you do a set, 15 seconds rest, you do a back-to-back set of 2 different exercises for the same body group, 15 seconds rest. And then and then you pass out. No, I'm just kidding. And then it's over. So explosive, right?
Yeah.
April lies without realizing she is lying. It's kind of funny. Crystal, you've watched some of her content with me. Yeah. So it's just our thing is just the math just doesn't add up. Like, if you work out for 2 hours, like 2 hours a day. Imagine if all we had to do was work out and eat. You know what I mean? Like I was just saying, like right before you joined us, like I would be completely, like I would be fucking shredded, box jumping 54 inches every single day, and fucking it would be amazing. So I'd probably get hurt. I just woke up and thought to cross my mind. Was considering to skip the gym later, but saw you were alive. Good. Get to the gym. Do your thing. Stay in your habit. No morbidity and restock soon. Yes, we've been waiting on Thinogen, Carissa. One of the very key ingredients. It's the ingredient that I believe has helped out with my visceral fat to a great degree. It has an effect of decoupling the protein 1 NAs from abdominal adipose tissue, and I believe it's one ingredient that when I was running all the other ingredients, I still seemed like I had a little bit like I wasn't big, but I had a little bit thicker of a belly, and then I started back on actual no morbidity, and my stomach just kind of caved in. Let's see what we got here. You cannot work a bad diet. Absolutely not. She's disingenuous and is more concerned with getting views. Just a lot of them are though. Like we've seen people come and go throughout the time, and like people just say shit. Like they'll say ridiculously crazy shit. I've lost 10 pounds in 5 weeks, only 20 left to go. That's awesome. That is outstanding. I lost 4 pounds in 2 weeks, doing 1/3 of what April does. It's about right. It's about right. Fair enough. Thank you. Morning all. Little late on vacation. What the fuck are you doing here?
Have a great time.
No shit. Hey, Ellen, what's your suggestion for post-workout recovery? I've increased my lifting and I'm extremely sore afterwards. What do you suggest?
Make sure that you're properly hydrated. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're drinking enough water.
I would also, if you're absolutely like the soreness should go away, since you've just changed your volume, the soreness should go away after a little while, and it should just be like you feel good. But if you're sore directly right afterwards, like you might be the intensity level might be something you might not be ready for yet too. Just saying. I doubt she works out every day. Also, she doesn't walk her dogs enough. They are obese too. As the owner of an obese cat, she's eating right now. No shit, she's eating right now. We're working on it. She just steals the other cat's food, but I think that's what April does too. Seems the bigger a weight loss creator is, the smaller numbers they celebrate. 0.8 is like a bowel movement. Our biggest thing about April is the weekly weigh-ins. Like women should not weigh in weekly. Like it's just not intelligent at all. There's too much flux in hormone levels, hydration levels, stuff like that. Wow, a lot of people talk about April today. I found April Lauren's last video this week. She is running to be dangerous to her audience. She's running now. Doesn't she have like a blown out knee or something like that? That's if you're real big and you've had knee problems, walk, swim.
Okay.
That's some crazy shit. So what questions you guys got for my special guest, by the way? Something needs to change with the public mindset. Here in the UK, there is a court case ongoing with parents being charged for causing death to their disabled child as she died of morbid obesity. It's one thing for your child to get a little bit overweight because it can happen. At one point in time, our son was a little overweight because once he started going to school, especially, like with the rest, like you're not in control of everything they eat, and they can eat straight trash, So he started putting on a little weight, so we adjusted. We talked to him about it. Crystal started making everything in the house from fucking scratch, like everything in the fucking house from scratch. So, and that's what started helping me too. When we lived up in Pickens, South Carolina, we were making our own sauces, our own yogurts from like raw ingredients. So it helped me out a tremendous amount too. That's one of the reasons why we like whole food nutrition. We got away from gluten. Even when I was eating gluten, I would bake our own bread.
You were making pasta from scratch.
I was making pasta from scratch. That's the thing too. Like we talk a lot about how, treat complex carbohydrates very much like for pleasure, but oftentimes we just tell people to make them from scratch, right? Yeah.
That way you know exactly what's in it.
Yeah.
So often when you buy things at the grocery store, read the labels. You'll be surprised.
There's a special guest, Awesome Sauce. Her name's Crystal.
Maybe we need to catch up.
Yeah. Hello. Okay, good. We're caught up. Okay, everybody say hi, Crystal. Okay.
Hello.
I was just a little bit behind. She's gorgeous. She is, isn't she? It's kind of crazy because I'm like this. Jeez. Let's see. Wow. Okay. I wish I would avoid the sugar health-wise. I think that's my biggest challenge. When somebody comes to you with a sugar problem, what do you normally suggest?
I normally suggest usually most people that have a problem with sugar, they will start their day out with sugar. So what I suggest is moving that later in the day. And then, just keep moving it to later in the day and until it's your dessert at the end of the day. That in itself will cut out a lot of your sugar intake.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep moving it further down the day.
If you take in a lot, like if you're like one of these people that's like addicted to soda, like that's that you can try to slow down. We have people that we try to slow down on it. We also have people that just quit cold turkey. When you quit sugar cold turkey, expect some withdrawals.
Yeah, it depends on the person. But.
Alan and Crystal, any advice for skin tightening and lower abdomen area for women after having children? A good vitamin D lotion, but
yeah, in time.
In time, yeah. It will go. What will go back will go back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I do think that people get very caught up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very caught up on something that is, one, rather natural, and two, not necessarily a health issue. It's just an aesthetic thing. And don't get me wrong, we understand that aesthetics is important, of course, but it's one of those things where it's like it should not. You shouldn't let it depress you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's like you created a fucking baby. Like it's a miraculous thing. Able to catch a live stream. Good. Hello, Crystal. People still saying hi. Here you go.
How do you combat sugar cravings as a female when you're menstruating? So I still limit it. Something that I do is I still have it towards the end of the day if I am craving sugar, but I like having like kettle corn and there's some good kettle corns out there that are still low in calorie, and I even found one that was lower in sugar too. And it gets that sweet, salty, it's crunchy. And for me, that's a good snack that I can have when I'm craving something sweet that's, low in calories, and I enjoy it a lot. It doesn't feel like I'm having, something to substitute it. It feels like I'm kind of indulging, and but yet I'm not really. And I measure it out. So, like, I know exactly how much I'm eating, too. Because if I sit down with the bag, there's not going to be much left of it. So I measure it out beforehand. I put it in a bowl, and then, I sit down and have it.
Let's see here. Guys, you have no idea how hard I ship you. Okay. I'm sure that meant I'm not sure what the ship was. Great question. Slimaluna, no. Slimaluna is an amazing product. Amazing. I'm listening during my lunch session at the gym. Good for you.
Nice.
Good for you. Alan, I was rewatching your V-Shreds videos for some laughter, and it didn't disappoint. Thank you. I appreciate it. Crystal, were you ever overweight, obese?
No, not really. I've been pretty athletic most of my life. I've gone through phases where my weight has fluctuated and gone up, but I've never been obese, no. But I always kind of eat the same way. I've always really watched what I eat, and I'm always very active. So it's just something that I work on daily. It's not something that it's like, oh, it's just easy for me, in the sense that I can just eat whatever I want. I do eat what I want, but what I want is healthy food. I enjoy eating that way. And that's how I've been eating for years.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. I see Babushka lady in the background. What kind of pierogies is she making today? That's actually Mr. Kitty. I look back. That's actually Mr. Kitty. So
yeah, Mr. Kitty.
I don't know where Sauce is right now. She was
eating. She's probably going to go take a nap.
Yeah, she's probably going to nap out. Do you like Elgin Intensity? Elgin and I are very good friends. We have been for years. Talk almost daily friends. So, and have been for 5 years. Holy fuck, for like 5 years now. He's a fabulous dude, and he's given invaluable advice to me on many occasions, especially when I was first starting out in YouTube on what to stress about and what not to stress about. So he's helped mold a lot of what we do, and without him, I don't necessarily know if we'd be where we're at necessarily, because out of all the people that have given me advice before, there was nothing in it for him at all. He's one of the people where there was absolutely nothing involved. He's never tried to, in some way, use us or anything like that. It's always just been like, hey, maybe don't do this. Hey, maybe do this, like type stuff. And we're just good friends. He's a good guy. Never met him in real life. Never met him in person. It was something I would love to have happen. But if we do meet, it won't be on video. So I think that's the difference between us. Like us and other YouTubers, like everything other YouTubers do is content. Like everything, Like and don't get me wrong, when a bunch of you get together, it's fiscally responsible to make content. Like the last time we were up in Mark's place. We made some videos, but like we don't, like, these people vlog the entirety of their lives, and that's just not Crystal and I. Don't get me wrong, we plan on doing some stuff in the future here where we're going to like maybe start doing some videos about us out and getting activity outside and everything like that. Once we shift some stuff with the coaching around, but these people drove to Chipotle, they film it. Picked up my Chipotle, they film it. First 2 bites of Chipotle, they film it. Like the stuff, like the April, like I have a hard time believing you'll ever see me stage like something where it's like you see me walking a path, past a camera, like, because the thing that bothers me about that is that means you have to you walk up, you set the fucking camera up, you walk back to where you fucking started, and then pretend that you're just walking in that fucking area for the first time. It itself is disingenuous for me. Like I'm a very organic person. Like half the time I do not know what the fuck's going to come out of my mouth. It's always a surprise to her. So the staging of shit, I think it would be like so evidently clear that I would be staging it. I'd be like looking at the cameras and walking past, and that's just not me. Michelle G, thank you, Alan and Crystal, for all you do. No Morbidity is life changing. That's awesome. It is. I'm so happy with how well it works. Mm-hmm. Like I just can't even get over it. Like, and we say this all the time. Like we come up with the obesity statistics and data and everything like that for Mark, and Mark is really just a genius when it comes to formulation. Just an absolute genius when it comes to it. What we got next is going to change the fucking world too. What we got next is going to help people with PCOS and insulin sensitivity and sugar addiction and shit like that. So much, it's going to be insane. I mean, insane. It's we should be here. We should hear back about pricing later on today. So what we got next, we're not done. Like, I mean, we our phrase is we have a world to save. So we're very happy that you like it. We're very, very happy. Alan is so blunt and honest. Is that ever a problem?
No, I prefer that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why we clicked right from the start.
Yeah. When Crystal and I started dating, both of us had been through some shit, like with relationships and shit. And I was just, when I met her, I was completely enamored with her. And then a couple years later, we just got to be really good friends, and we were both finally single. And because I never made a move because I'm not that guy. I was single, but I never made a move because I'm not that guy. And then, I was our first date was September 8th of 2015. And I fell, 2005, 2005. I took a decade away from us. Jesus. Wow, baby. Well, she looks so young. It's hard to believe we've been together almost 20 years, and but I fell completely in love with her. Our first kiss was on September 22nd of 2005, but we did this thing where it's like I just kind of laid it out on the fucking table, and she was openly trying to like scare me away. She was like, I'm an atheist. I'm like, me too. She was like, fuck. So she and I Like even when I went to the healthcare industry, like I'm able to control the fucking crazy, but this is how I just always am all the time, like all the time. Like that's why when people do play characters on camera, it bothers me a bit because like that would be a nice option, like that, like to be able to like turn this on and off, like because unfortunately, this is just who the fuck I am all the time. Like, something, and don't get me wrong, I love myself. I love how I am, and I'm happy she loves it. But even for me, sometimes I'm just like, God, I'm a fucking lot right now. Like, and I'll feel myself being very extra, and I can't stop it. Like, it's just who I am, and she just loves it. She laughs and
I think it's funny.
yeah. Boosting my immune system with 40 minutes of cardiovascular exercise. Out fucking standing. Good for you. Good for you. Thank you, Ellen and Crystal. I do need to hydrate more and maybe moving too fast. Yeah, just if here's the thing. Like my workouts. We talked about my workouts earlier. You gave me a progression on them, right?
Yes. Yeah. So the my cat. The program that Alan's on, there's 6 phases, and it progresses gradually. Because if you tried to start at the end, you wouldn't enjoy it.
Notice how
Like if you started phase 6, you wouldn't like it.
Most people couldn't complete like, and this is not toot my own horn, but the workouts I have right now, most people couldn't make them through if they didn't build up to it. Like I don't think I can make it through if I didn't build up to it. No shit, they're intense as fuck. Like for somebody with ADHD, like in the workout almost every single day. At one point in time, it gets to be like the rest of the world kind of just drifts away. Like it's just the music and the timers in my ears. I run it right on our app, which is another awesome thing. So if you need the nutrition activity coaching, which by the way I'm going to put that in here again right here. But if you are thinking about the nutrition activity coaching, that's one of the things that's on there. You run it right on the app, so it guides you through. It has a timer on the app, and it tells you're halfway through, 10 seconds left, you're done, 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds rest. Now we're going to get ready it tells you what exercise you're getting ready to do. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Like it's an amazing, amazing program that she's put together that you just literally kind of follow along. And that's the type of stuff I need. I need to be guided, like especially, and I need to be guided in a way that can just be right through my headset, because if I have to touch my phone, like, I don't think people understand, but like our phone, we've done more work on these phones than can possibly be imagined. Like, and when I touch it at any given time, I can pick up my phone and there'll be 100 notifications, because it's like, I think people get misconstrued. Like for like this YouTube channel obviously is we get pretty decent views, but it's not doing great when it comes to subscribers because YouTube changed their algorithm and they really don't like what I talk about. And people misconstrue that as like, well, the rest of everything else is like blowing up pretty much at this point. Like Twitter's a huge thing that I have to deal with. And don't get me wrong, I actually like Twitter because other people say they get suppressed. I say whatever the fuck I want on Twitter. And they've only suspended me like once or twice. The TikTok is weird, but TikTok's weird for us because like we go viral fairly often and then the channel gets deleted and then we just start a new one and blah, blah, blah. So there's like hundreds of notifications on my phone at any given time. So it's not if I touch my phone, it's not relaxation. That's for sure. How often should men weigh in? I don't ever. We don't even have a scale in the house. So, but that's because I'm at like a stage where I can see visual change fairly easy. Crystal has got me pretty stabilized between, and she helped develop no morbidity too. Don't get me wrong. She actually said we needed to do this. She was the one that said it can't be stimulant related. It can't be thermogenic related. We just need to control their hunger in different ways because that's ABC bad. But she figured out the hunger management method too before we had that. to help me stop binging when the pandemic hit, because I was just eating us out of house and home. It was insane. But I can see like visual change, on a pretty close to day-to-day basis. If you're starting from an obese state, the one thing I can say is the way I set up because the first time I lost weight, I was in charge of it, and I did it the bro way. I ate the same fucking thing every fucking day for like 7 months, and I weighed in every fucking morning. After a while, that got to be very unhealthy, to the point where I would find myself weighing in, not liking the number, waiting an hour or two, not drinking any fluid, and then weighing myself again. That's super fucking unhealthy. Yeah. Super
take away the scale.
Super bad. So she took my scale away. And then our suggestion to men now: weigh in once a week, same way, wearing the same shit, everything like that. First thing in the morning, after your morning constitutional. That means piss and shit, by the way. And then once you feel pretty stable in what you're eating, go to once every 2 weeks, and then once a month, and then it should be once every 3 months. You probably should weigh yourself like once. I probably should weigh myself more often than I do, but I do have a problem with the scale. Like the whole, don't wait, the doctor wait, I would let the doctor weigh me any fucking time they want to. That number is just a sign of what's happening. However, it is a sign, and especially for very big people, if there could be something growing in you, or you could be massing something. You could have everything from an intestinal blockage that is accumulating waste in your body, that is adding pounds that you can't visibly see, but is very dangerous and toxic, to tumor growth. Or just to be real, like the doctors, if you're 300 pounds and 3 months later you go to the doctor and you're 250 and you didn't plan on it, that's an important sign too, because while weight loss at 300 pounds is very healthy, it could be happening for something that is a sign of ill health. If you are not trying to lose weight and all of a sudden you dump on a tremendous amount of weight in a short period of time, it could be a sign of something going very wrong in your body, that even though it's producing a result you're happy with, you may want to have checked out, I'm free for August and September. Want to dedicate those months to lose as much fat as possible via no morbidity and tons of cardio. Can I pre-order a couple bottles? We do not pre-order for multiple reasons. Our business partners, this is basically the no morbidity line of Ambrosia. Okay, they have multiple products, and it is a logistical nightmare. And again, especially with the way shipping and stuff like that is right now in today's world, due to the stupidity of many things, we don't want to take people's money and then have them wait for a product. Mm-hmm. So I'm hearing it should be back in stock very, very soon. And when you order from Tiger Fitness and Ambrosia, it gets to you in like 2 days. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. They're so good with that. You ought to be able to have it by the beginning of August. I would order 3 bottles if I was you, just to make sure. The next reload, due to a certain things Mark and them got going on, the next reload after this one should make it so it's not only in stock, but it's available other places and everything like that too. Like the next one after this one is a big, huge step. So we're very, very, very excited. Wow, Crystal was so pretty first time seeing her. Isn't it amazing? Like people think I'm rich or something.
Silly.
Is the Hunger Management Strategies program available with the monthly coaching? We do monthly coaching for if you're talking there's 2 kinds of coaching, okay, which I want to put in here again. So in fact, I'll just do this. Okay, the link I just posted is nutrition activity coaching. That one is an initial 30-minute setup with a 30-minute consultation by the month. And you can ask questions via message. We'll check in once a week no matter what. And you track all your nutrition. We give sample recipes, a sample menu, and things like that for you to have. So that one is the person kind of knows what to do. They just need help with accountability, tracking, learning what's in food, learning different recipes, those sorts of things. The 3-month block there is daily check-ins, weekly video conference calls. We help adjust your lifestyle bit by bit by bit by bit. We focus on satiation, satisfaction, appropriate fitness level activities, those sorts of things. We do both of those by the month and by 3-month block. If you are looking for a by the month of the intensive daily coaching, just shoot me a message on either Instagram or on the MFing COO, and we can send that link over to you. Okay. But as a matter of fact, hang on a second. Let me just go get it. Why the fuck not? This is the link. Give me 1 second. This is the link to the monthly intensive coaching right here. So you can check that out right there. Okay. Here we go. Crystal about yoga. I'm struggling to make progress with hamstring flexibility, area above, below the knee, especially feels tight. Do I keep pushing, or am I just not very flexible? I'm going to refill my coffee.
So the part about the area above and below your knee feels tight, you might want to talk to your doctor about that. But for the hamstring flexibility, I would say don't try to push through it. Definitely not. So when you go into poses like, say, your hamstrings feel tight in downward facing dog, try bending your knees a little bit more and try to relax. Don't worry about pushing your heels all the way down to the floor. Your heels don't need to touch the floor. And just bend your knees a little bit more. Get to a point where you feel comfortable in the pose and try to relax. If you feel that tightness in like a standing forward fold, bend your knees more. You may want to keep a flat back.
Sorry, I was just checking to see if we needed more.
And definitely don't try to push yourself into the pose and don't think that you need to make yourself look a certain way. Like you've seen other people in the pose and their heels are touching the floor or their knees are straight. And so you feel like that's what you need to do. Everyone's different. And this is your yoga practice. And you want to make sure that you feel comfortable and relaxed. That's my advice for that. And you may want to go to a yoga class in person and talk to the yoga teacher that you're taking the class with. And maybe they have time to take a look at the specific poses that you're feeling the tightness in. And they may be able to give you some suggestions for adjustments. But, without seeing you do the poses, that's, the best advice I can give.
And Amy, if you wanted to get the book, Fuck Being Fat, Solve Your Weight Problems, Don't Throw Off the Math Willpower. That gives you the app for a month also, and that also then allots it so you can sign up for her live yoga, everything like that. She did yoga for 45 minutes too last night.
Yeah.
And it gives you access to all sorts of pre-recorded yoga classes, all the way from 10-minute warm-ups to hour-long power yoga. She won't say this. Crystal is a fucking genius when it comes to yoga. The world of yoga needs Crystal's yoga because you can get enjoyment out of it, and you can be of almost any physical standpoint, and she has something for you. She does chair yoga with people. Our friend Jeff McCool from Moccasin Creek, from the intro music from my old videos, I'm still very good friends with the man. He's actually now this coming year going basically on a 2-month immersive yoga retreat where he's going to do yoga on the beach every single day for like 2 months to get himself into better shape and finish his journey. He's already lost something like 140 pounds in the last couple of years, getting healthier and everything like that. And he's had tons of other health issues. He's got fibromyalgia and a bunch of other things too. And Crystal was the one that started him on yoga. Yeah. So he is now going to do an entire immersive. And she started him on yoga when he came and stayed with us. He was 400 pounds.
Yeah. I'm so excited for him. It's so amazing.
Yeah. Richard Northington, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I lost 75 pounds since April 1st, mostly by swimming on an hour a day and eating healthy. It's consistency.
That's fantastic.
Monday, low rep, heavy strength day. Wednesday, higher rep, hypertrophy, and Friday, repeat. Monday, next week, alternative. What do you think? All compounds for strength and muscle, keeping it basic. I think that's a great idea. I like keeping stuff very basic when it comes to barbells, especially. Then you can get a little bit more creative when it comes to dumbbells. With dumbbells, I like to do a lot more unilateral stuff because it helps build your core up. I can say this: most dudes that lift should worry way less about strength and much more about form, consistency, and just moving forward. Than that, I really, really think that most dudes kind of delude themselves a little bit into thinking that they're going to be huge and strong and everything like that. Just focus on consistency. Like I've worked out for 37 years now, you know. Excuse me, I've got a little allergies going on today. Michelle did a video. There's a group that wants to force Bachelor to have fat contestants. I don't even know what to say. You know, like I don't really. I have no problem with fat people finding love.
Yeah.
I was a fat people that was in love. Here's my issue with it. My issue is that people think that the representation is more important than the getting healthy. Okay, Crystal and I were talking about this. Crystal, myself, Mark, were talking about this the other day. Clothing representation. There should be clothing representation from every brand. Should the clothes cost more? Absolutely. They cost more to produce when you use more material. The stitching has to be different. The material has to be thicker because if there's more distance between, it's physics. More distance between the seams means the material needs to be thicker to, one, not be able to be see-through, but two, to be able to last, right? But it should be very size inclusive. Fitness gear should go up to like 8X. For real. Like, I mean, it just should. The people that need fitness gear the most don't have access to it. I find that to be an issue. Shoes is an amazingly huge problem. Like we talked about that a lot. We were trying to find a shoe brand that would partner with us for our ideas of what obesity shoes should be, because it's a huge issue. And what's fucking crazy to me is that people that have prediabetes, diabetes, obesity, normally circulatory disorders, that sort of thing, poor circulation, that that need to have good footwear, because if they have poor circulation to their feet and then get a blister, they could lose their foot. Often have ill-fitting shoes to work out in. Now that said, my problem is the group of fat acceptance crazy fuckers. They don't want they want just acceptance of the lifestyle. They don't want to work on it, when in fact that negative aspect of their life is an encumbrance and burden upon the rest of society too. Like, and just to be real, if you have any empathy, you want people to be healthy, and to just be like, to parade it in this fantasy world of it's not an issue is dangerous to me. That's my biggest issue with it. If they want to have a all fat show, most of America's fat. Like the majority of America is obese. So, I mean, my issue is that how they would paint it as not a problem when most people would be gasping for breath. Crystal, do you have any suggestions for ankle pain with the Sadler arch? I can get into the position, but have to stop because of my ankles.
So I would work on, your ankle mobility.
What is the Sadler arch?
So I think the pose that you're talking about is when you have your shins down on the floor and the top of your foot is flat on the floor. I would try placing a thin folded blanket underneath your shins to try to take some pressure off of your ankles so that they're not like pressing against the floor, if that's the pose that you're talking about. But I would work on your ankle mobility, pointing and flexing your feet, rolling your ankles, and doing those in ways where you're just sitting on the floor and there's no pressure on your foot. You have your leg elevated and you have full range of motion where you can point and flex your foot and roll your ankle, and just take time, to sorry, the cat got down. Don't try to push yourself into something that doesn't feel comfortable. Listen to your body, take the time that you need to build up that mobility, and don't be afraid to use props. I tell that to people all the time. Sometimes people think that using props is like they're not really doing the pose, and that's not true. Props are amazing. I use them daily. I use them for my practice all of the time. And I give options to use props for almost every yoga class that we do. I give at least one prop suggestion. So thin folded blankets, blocks, pillows, cushions, anything like that can be used to make the poses feel more comfortable and more accessible. And if you're unsure on how to use the props, then go to a yoga class, get to know the yoga teacher, especially teachers that use props, and ask them for suggestions. If you're unsure about where to place the blanket underneath your shins, then talk to a yoga teacher in person so that they can help you.
Crystal's so right about labels. Do your research.
Yes.
Everything. Everything. Crystal, what made you go into fitness as a career?
So it really started with my love for yoga. I've always been very physically active my whole life. I just love moving and being active. That's when I feel my best. And I went through a really hard time in my life where it was very stressful. And I had taken yoga classes before and I really enjoyed them, but I was in a point in my life where I didn't have a lot of money and I didn't have access to yoga classes. And I just started doing yoga on my own to help me with just that relaxation and stress relief, and helping me deal with the personal issues that I was going through. It was just like my time to be all by myself and try to let go of the things that I couldn't change and just find peace. And it meant so much to me, and it really helped me get through a really painful, stressful time in my life. And once I got out of that, I just always wanted to be able to share that with other people. I wanted to be able to help people find that kind of stress relief and relaxation in life when there are so many things that are out of your control. And then once I started teaching yoga, I was like, I want to help people, work out too. And I started teaching group fitness classes, and I started personal training, and I just love it so much.
Sugar keeps me from drinking. I don't think I'll ever go zero sugar. So my thought process on this is this: as long as it's not necessarily negatively affecting your health, if it's the healthier of the two action, okay? So you're basically saying that you use one to self-medicate to avoid the other, right? I don't you got to do what you got to do, okay? And I just worry that at some point in time, that will also be get to be the point of a life problem. I don't know too many people that self-medicate with sugar that it stays in a moderate, healthy range. So we wish you nothing but the best for that. I have thrown away so much candy, it's not even funny. I now don't start eating sweets until after 1 p.m.
Good for you.
Good for you. Keep trying to push that to later and later and later. That's very good. Very good. Let's see here. Hey, Alan and Crystal, would you have any suggestions for dealing with end of the week exhaustion? For example, by Friday, my body feels like it's on its last leg, no matter how much I eat, sleep, rest. Mm-hmm. Crystal and I push ourselves pretty fucking hard. We are 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. I think there's been 1 or 2 days that we went on vacation and we still talk to clients and do work, And the gravity of who I am, like I don't say that like I'm some sort of fucking special person, but like when you do social media pretty much for a living as part of your job, it's constant, and gets to be exhausting. Like my thing is like it's such a fucking weird, stupid thing. Like I don't like being. If you see me out, I would much prefer you walk up and say hello and introduce yourself than just fucking stare, because I'm very like I say it all the time. Like I'm money on camera. I could talk live, answer questions for hours. It doesn't bother me. You can give me a microphone, 3 bullet points of something I know, like I know the information on, and stick me in front of 20,000 people in an auditorium, and I'll crush it. I'll try to be entertaining. I won't be nervous. I'll just fucking kill it. The second I step off stage and there's 10 people standing there waiting to question me, like interpersonal questions, I fucking freak out. Like, I mean, I absolutely freak the fuck out. It's exhausting sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, especially because, like I gave myself very particular. I'm a unique looking person. I gave myself very particular tattoos, so people look anyway. And of course, me being fucking crazy, I'm like, does that person recognize me? No, I'm just a fucking big bald tattooed motherfucker. Most of the time. But it gets very exhausting, and we are very tired by the end of the week. We normally have an evening like. I know it sounds crazy, but our Friday evening is normally like 9 o'clock in bed. We watch some food shows together, try to get some fucking extra sleep and sleep in,
So I would suggest taking a look at the quality of your sleep. If you have like a Fitbit or something where you can see if you're waking up a lot in the middle of the night, I would take a look at your quality of sleep. But I would also take a look at your nutrition. Maybe, make sure that you're getting enough protein, and also make sure you're getting enough hydration. That, being dehydrated can affect your energy levels. It can affect your sleep, your quality of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would take a look at your nutrition, your hydration, and your quality of sleep.
She's amazing. Hey, Crystal. So I've been working out since 2018, lost 60 pounds. Great
Good
fucking job. Hero. Hero. I'm sitting on the other side now. I've lost 60 pounds. I still have some chub on my tummy. What diet and exercise routine could you generally recommend to get rid of lower tummy pooch fat?
You really can't spot target, areas on your body. You really can't.
I have the lower tummy pooch fat still.
You just have to keep working at it, and it takes time. And part of it's, genetics too. Like for certain people, they have certain areas on their body that gains fat first and is the last fat to go, on your journey. So just keep doing what you're doing in a healthy way, and be patient with yourself. And, just don't put too much pressure on losing weight in a specific area, because you really have no control over that.
And Andrea, I would say this, like at some point, like what you might need to do to get there might not be able to be maintained for a long period of time. Like one of the reasons, like I'm going to get very lean here in the next couple of weeks, because it's my birthday, and every year on my birthday, I feel like I should, but I don't stay this lean. I don't stay as lean as I am now all year round. That right now, I probably still have a little bit of fat underneath my arms, and I have a little bit of fat on my, like where you're talking about, like the front pooch. I still have very flat stomach, but there's just a little bit there. And it's probably some of it's extra skin from being bigger and stuff like that. When I'm fully dieted down, all that disappears, right? I just don't, it's not super, it's like almost a little lifestyle. On no morbidity, it might be a little easier, but it's lifestyle encumbering to stay there. And I just don't. Like I choose, like half the year, I basically choose to be in like the 13 to 15% body fat range versus not. So we're over an hour, aren't we? So, wow.
That went by fast.
It did go by fast. But so it's, slow and steady wins the race, and just keep at it, basically. Crystal, what exercises do you recommend for a leaky bladder from giving birth? I've had a leaky bladder for 17 years.
Well, first of all, I would talk to your doctor and see what they recommend. There are exercises that you can do for pelvic floor. You can do Kegels, but I mean, I would talk to your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
There might not be much you can do. So those are my suggestions.
Yeah, just don't, there's no magic for that. I definitely talk to the doctor. I agree. Do you have any suggestion for someone who is overall healthy but has a hard time staying active? Find the activity you enjoy doing and do it every day. Like if it's walking, find a way to enjoy walking. Find a way to enjoy anything. But
Swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah. Find the activity that you look forward to doing, that you enjoy. That way it doesn't feel like a chore.
Mm-hmm. Alan, do you have Italian roots by any chance? My mother's parents are over both Italians, so like they both came over when they were young. Now, my mother's mother, I believe, had some. Her family was not from Italy originally, but both the families came over from Italy when my grandparents were young kids. So yes, I do. So my mama is a little old Italian lady. So. How do we meet? I was running nightclubs. She was waiting tables, and I was like, hey guys, any advice for how to stay motivated? As someone with ADHD, I find it hard to stick to training and nutrition. That makes it even more. You need to find the things you like to do. I think that the problem with that is you're probably trying to eat foods that you don't necessarily like, but you think are healthy for you. I eat healthy foods that I like. We talk about this in our nutrition all the time. I eat healthy foods that I like. And for the training, I think you're trying to probably do activities that you don't necessarily like to do. Like you need to like it. It needs to become habitual that you miss if it's if not. That's what she has me do. Do you have any recommendations for plantar fasciitis? Just developed some this past week. Any recommendations? Talk to your doctor first, and then I got to be real. That's all I'm saying. Like because it could. It sounds like you're self-diagnosing. Yeah. That's a mistake, especially for anything in the heel area, because it could be minor tears in your Achilles, and I'm not going to suggest any type of fucking stretching because that could result in some very poor shit. It's the boss. Yes, it is the boss. You're just not a hugger. I'm not a hugger. I'm really not.
Okay.
It's okay though. It's okay. She's not.
I'm
a hugger
not a
either.
hugger either.
Yeah. We're hugging each other all the time.
Yeah. But I don't hug people I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable.
My very close friends, I will hug. Like my very close friends. Other than that, like people that just walk up and want to fucking put their arms around me, I don't feel super comfortable with that.
Yeah, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Chris, do you intermittent fast?
Me?
Yeah.
It depends. Like some days I don't eat breakfast and some days I do. I just listen to my body. A lot of times, like if I eat a small dinner, the next morning I'm very hungry and so I eat breakfast. But if I'm not hungry, I don't eat. So I just kind of listen to my body. But the food I eat is very healthy. I eat whole foods. I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I hardly ever eat processed foods. I don't eat bread hardly ever unless like it's a special occasion or something. So that's why I'm able to listen to my body cues is because I eat whole foods. Right. I eat meat and vegetables mostly. Right.
Currently dealing with lower body pain, but want to continue to exercise. What do you recommend? Also, life as Liz saw your video and is following your advice and was in tears of appreciation. I got to watch that video, and that's awesome. And for lower body pain, swim. If you want to stay active, swim. But if you're in lower body pain, before you do anything, talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. Crystal and Alan, what was the moment you guys decided to create this business? So I was working in healthcare. She was already a yoga teacher. And I was working in healthcare, and I was the strong guy in the gym. I was, it was right when I had some shoulder problems with my arthritis in my shoulder, and I pretty much just like, okay, squat's going to be for the next 6 months. It's going to be lower body. So I broke my stuff down to the basic, and I just rebuilt. Got my squat really strong. I started consuming some YouTube fitness content. And our son was a few years from graduating high school. So we decided we got together and talked, and I was traveling for work, and I fucking hated traveling for work because it took me away from her. And my goal in life is to be able to spend every single day, 24 hours a day with her. That's our goal, is to just be together, right? So we kind of sat down and was like, we could go into fitness. I could start training people again. She could start taking more clients once he's graduated, and then she could teach yoga classes. Maybe we could start doing yoga teacher trainings where she would teach other people to be yoga teachers. And we would go with her, and the funny thing was, I was like, and I'm kind of sarcastic funny, so I'll start a YouTube channel and maybe we'll make some money from that. We literally laughed. And then here we are. So it is. I'm a bit behind on the stream, but I love how Alan's face softens and lightens up when he looks at Crystal because she's my baby. Can you build muscle with yoga alone?
So you can build strength with yoga, absolutely. Doing power yoga, it takes more strength than you would think. But if you really want to focus on building muscle size, I would focus on weightlifting.
I agree. My kids have sugar addiction, and I'm constantly trying to control it. Man, I mean, I would try to wean them off with fruit, and then really, really, really be careful. And depending on how old your kids are, Carl, would be very mindful that you're not going to be able to control their food all the time.
Yeah.
So I made it. I'm at work listening to you. You're so beautiful, Crystal. Glad you're taking such care of Alan. That's literally what it is, too. Is it a smart idea to use no morbidity to get stage ready for in competitions? I don't know if we have that. I don't know if that's the thing for that's not. I don't even want. I know it sounds fucked up. I don't even want to fucking suggest it because that's not what it's intended for. It's intended to help a lot of people gain control of their hunger so they can get healthy. And that's not necessarily a healthy endeavor. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I have all the respect for people that can put themselves through that shit. I will never step on a stage ever, 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 ever. People have even been like, you should enter a physique competition. But no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've got enough fucked up issues with food already.
Yeah. I
do not need to fuck them up anymore. That's for sure. This is about health. This is about training to pick up 9 pounds when I'm 90. We are going to be. I'm going to be 90. I'm going to be 90 years old, and her and I will watch the sun go down over the Gulf of Mexico, and hopefully go dancing at that night with possibly grandchildren, possibly great grandchildren. That's what I train for. I think a lot more people need to get out. Like guys, especially guys are like, they don't just think about trying to be healthy. They're like, I need to be a bodybuilder or a power lifter. Like everybody's a fucking power lifter. Like, nah, dude, you fucking bulking all year round and fucking then lifting barbell for what most of us would consider baby weight does not make you a fucking power lifter. People need to understand this is the only body you have. Try to take care of it. Now, again, I got nothing against anybody that tries to get ready for competitions and all like that because I think it's an amazingly hard endeavor and those people are dedicated as fuck. But I don't think that would help. And I got to be real. When you get super, super, super lean, your body needs to pull energy from someplace. So you're going to feel the ill effects of it. Like when I get a little bit leaner, no morbidity, I won't get hungry necessarily, but I will feel lower energy because my body doesn't have as much to pull from and won't go into glyconeogenesis as quickly to get the energy from the fat. So I will have to. It's like this, area. And another thing, it's not going to stop your hormones from crashing when you go on a very seriously low caloric diet, and get to a super low body fat level. Crystal, how do you keep Alan in line and still keep up with everything you do? But really, how do you manage your day?
So our days are completely scheduled out, and I have reminders set. And so I really stick to the schedule. But as far as keeping Alan in line, I love who he is. I don't try to control him. I just enjoy who he is. I do make him stay on task though with the schedule.
Yeah.
I do like remind him like, hey, we have this, you need to do that kind of thing. But
because I just will. Yeah. Do I speak Italian? I do not. I do not. I'm a sucker for love, and that's so cute. Alan remembers those dates. We celebrate them.
mm-hmm.
Look how happy you look. Oh yeah, dude, she's my everything. Oh my gosh, you and Crystal are a beautiful couple. I love her laugh, and it seems like you balance each other out. Balance is a good, That's a good way. Wow, we got lots of questions. I love being able to run the workouts on the app. It's my favorite thing. The two of you are adorable. Thank you for all you do. Thank you very much. I did one of the level 5 suspension system trainings. It was really intense. Great workout. They are amazing.
I'm
That's
glad
awesome.
you liked it.
Hi, Alan. Haven't seen you and Crystal in ages. Alexi, how are you? We're doing very well. So, when is Tyrone going to be on the channel? He's never going to be on the channel. I would have him on. I would. I don't like people fucking. I don't dislike the kid, and like I keep like make a Tyrone video, like blah, blah, blah. What else is there for me to say? I don't like retelling my own fucking jokes. Like I don't, and I like comedy. I like doing comedy. We've even kicked around me doing stand up at some point. You know what I mean? But if you want to watch a fucking moronic Tyrone video, watch Tyrone's videos. He's a fucking stupid fuck. It is what it is. So. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. He can come on anytime, though. Tyrone, if you're watching this, you can come on here. I'll talk real slow for you. Have you had people getting reactions to ashwagandha? No. With dizziness and weakness for hours after trying the first time, I have a product I can't take, and it's not sure. I've never heard of that. What did you say? Yeah, I've never heard of that. I just haven't. And we use KSM 66, which is the patented version, to make sure that it's actually ashwagandha. Mm-hmm. I'd love to have you to have a conversation with Tess Holliday. I'd love to have a conversation with her too. Tess Holliday, somebody needs to step in her life. The fucked up thing is I care about her and like way more than her friends, family, agent, anybody does. She's eating herself to death. That woman has gained 150 pounds in the last 2 years. Like she's 400 plus pounds. I don't know how her family is not freaking the fuck out. Her friends should be so worried about her. I could see the headline this morning that she passed away, and this is not trying to be mean. I could see the headline this morning that she passed away. I would not be shocked at all.
Sad.
Whatsoever.
She's a mom.
She's a mom. And I say this all the time. Like these people are delusional. Like. I've been there. Like I made every excuse in the book to be able to justify my binging. I'm just getting stronger. Like look how I squatted 550 today. Blah blah blah. But I'm eating fucking garbage in high quantity. I'm fucking snoring so bad it's shaking the goddamn walls, and I have to hold my breath when I'm tying my shoes. It's stupidity. It is dumb. My friend had a watermelon-sized tumor growth around her bladder area and never knew because she was so overweight. That's fucking scary as fuck. And a lot of people don't realize it's not fat phobia at the doctor's office if certain tests won't work. Like sonograms don't work on really big people because it's done on sound waves, and the wave degradation through the fat is a real thing because they can't pump up the volume basically to the point where it would get through the fat without damaging the tissue. Same thing with X-rays. Like X-rays, it's called proton degradation, I believe it's called, where they would have to turn the radiation up so high to get through the fat mass that it would literally burn the person. So it's just not. It's just reality. Let's see. That's the question we asked already. I've only lost 2 pounds of no morbidity, but my waist has gone down 2 inches. That's fucking outstanding. Doesn't sound like you have a lot of. I don't know how much weight you have to lose. So, but, these two are as real as it gets. They never missed a meeting and always held me accountable. I was a weakling and quit, but I am the reason I quit, not them. The Roberts are awesome people. You can always come back.
Yeah.
You can always come back. And if you were a previous client, we normally grant you the price you were paying at. So please do reach out to me if you feel you still need help. We try to look after our old clients as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So I love that Crystal was here. I have been looking forward to this. Awesome. Thank you very much, Gracie. What do you think about diuretics? They're fucking radically dangerous.
Yeah.
Radically dangerous. For some people, maybe that they might be necessary because they actually retain a little bit too much fluid. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. But most people by drinking more water will shed extra water weight. I know it doesn't seem to make sense, but if you drink more water, you'll shed extra water weight. And to a great degree, people take diuretics for a look and for like what is perceived as weight loss. You know what I mean? I am not going to fuck with my kidneys because that's what happens. You fuck with your kidneys. And I'm good. I'm fucking real good. I don't think they're that healthy. Put it that way. Hey, can I post in the group? I can't post in the group anymore on the app. Is that something I have to pay for? Normally, it's a monthly subscription. I'll check it out, Casey.
Yeah.
I'll see what's going on.
Okay.
And
we'll look into it.
I'll look into it for you, and I'll send you a message from it. Thanks, guys. You have been doing yoga. I have been doing yoga for a while. Was just feeling frustrated at lack of progress. I will stay patient with my needs, but absolutely. I love doing yoga during pregnancy. It was the only thing that really helped me sleep comfortably.
Oh, nice.
That's good. Crystal, you're so beautiful. Your skin is glowing. What's your diet like?
I eat whole foods. I drink lots of water, and I eat protein. I eat meat and veggies. I try to stay away from processed foods as much as possible. You know, I eat things like that for special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries. You know, I'll have dessert or something. I'm not a very big sweets person, so I don't really care about that kind of stuff anyway. So that works to my benefit. I enjoy whole foods. I like beans and rice, and I like steak, and I like potatoes.
She eats beans and rice almost every day.
Brussels sprouts and green beans. Like I love that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. And we make it highly flavorful too. Like we were talking about making a green bean dish last night. Like all excited. You know? What's your advice regarding keeping exercise functional? I've been lifting and feeling stronger, but still can't do a push-up. I would say just try to get progression. Start on your knees. Keep at it. Especially for women, push-ups are hard. You don't have the same chest girdle. Like if you look at my Crystal shoulders, okay, I probably am a foot wider. You know, so that actually changes the fulcrum points for physics too, right? Plus, just the way your body mass is set up, and just our pectorals are set up different. Like my clavicle is one of my clavicles is probably both of her clavicles. You know, so there is certain physics that go into it. Does that mean women can't do push-ups? Absolutely not. Women can do lots and lots of push-ups. She can do lots and lots of push-ups. But just be at it, and it does depend on your body weight too, Sam. So, Sam, I believe I believe you. I've done a thing on your channel. Please do go follow her, by the way. But also, I would start on your knees, do them every single day. Like I used to do a thing called dailies. I still do it certainly, but I used to do a certain amount of daily body weight squats, straight-legged deadlifts, push-ups. And for a long time there, like when I was doing 100 dips and 100 pull-ups a day. I don't do that anymore because my hands are getting fucking tore up more than anything. Crystal, was using a thicker yoga mat harmful? I'm very bony, and regular mat is very painful for me to lay on. No,
you can use a thicker mat. I would just make sure that your mat is, slip resistant, because you don't want to be sliding around to be safe. But I would try out different mats. I love trying out different mats, and just find the one that works for you, one that you don't slip on and feels comfortable. No problem at all using a thicker mat. Just sometimes with the thicker mats, they aren't as slip resistant. So just find one that you feel really steady on, that you're not feeling like you're slipping around.
I want to get into doing yoga. Jackie, join the app.
Mm-hmm.
Live pre-recorded yoga. I'm going to put it back here again.
And my yoga classes are all levels, and I give lots of modifications. I give suggestions for props.
Yeah, all levels. Like anybody can do her yoga.
Sometimes we do live chair yoga classes. Excuse me, for people that aren't comfortable getting down onto a mat.
Well, like I think I can speak on it actually, but there's multiple different kinds of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would suggest you start with a more of a flow, just because it's constant direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's almost constant movement. My allergies are crushing today.
Yeah.
The mango tree better not be reblooming, because that's torturous for us. But I would stick with like a yoga flow. It doesn't necessarily need to be a power flow, but it does need to be like, look for the word flow in the yoga,
Mm-hmm.
because that means it's a constant movement type thing. If it's more of a holding the position and your mind wanders, I get that. I get that. I've gotten much better about it. And Crystal's yoga, she like even when you're in like Savasana, she gives pretty constant instruction. Little things like relax your jaw. So it's like a constant type of like guiding you through the relaxation portions of it that seem to help me stay focused.
Yeah, I agree. Like last night we did a slow flow. So we were going at a really slow pace, but we were still constantly moving. So that might, excuse me, be something that you want to try. Just try different types of yoga. There are lots of different kinds.
Okay. Happy to be here. I'm 5'6", 160-pound, large frame female. You got a fabulous beard for being a female. But what is your guys' tips on gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time? You know, you're 5'6" female, okay? You're only going to gain so much muscle. That was one of the things that, like, when the whole April Lauren thing was, where people were like, she's only losing a pound a week because she's gaining a pound a week of muscle too. That's just fucking insanity. It's just not a realistic. And now I don't know your age because you didn't put it, but I would make sure your diet is very protein, healthy, fat forward. Eggs, beef, pork, chicken, the sorts of things, fish, fatty fishes, especially salmon, tuna, those sorts of things, and get some decent resistance training, and keep yourself at like what I would consider, for you. I would say if you're trying to lose weight, between 1,400 and 1,700 calories a day, possibly, depending. I don't stick me to that, because again, this is just a internet guess thing. But you don't want it to be too aggressive of weight loss. You want that to happen over a very serious course of time and just be steady and everything like that. Muscle gain happens over a long period of time, especially for females. Anybody that has told you any different, any of these fucking bikini chicks that have told you you're going to gain a radical amount of muscle eating this way or that way, consistency, proper sleep, proper hydration, stress relief, and consistency of all of these things are what is going to give you the best body composition you have. Okay. To try to gain a lot of muscle mass as an adult female, if you gain a pound a year, 2 pounds, if you gain 2 pounds a year as an adult female in their 20s, in their mid 20s and up, you are absolutely fucking killing it. Like fucking killing it. Unless there's some sort of assistance, and then I don't suggest that, because adding testosterone to the female biology does not, I don't care what anybody fucking says, it does not produce fabulous results unless it is under very serious doctor's care with almost constant blood work being done. So I would just say stay consistent. keep yourself motivated with different styles of workouts, I do strongly suggest, because this is how I train. I train in a wide variety of ways. I have done everything from very short reps under a bar to body weight workouts and explosive movements. One of the things I think that we've done well is anybody that I ever made a video on, anybody that I ever talked about when it was either Chris Heria or V-Shreds or anything like that, I took a look at what they trained as and I did that training. You know, I don't know if you guys remember the whole Chris Heria, like I had always trained calisthenics. That's what was the fucking weird thing. Mm-hmm. But just keep it interesting for yourself, because the wide variety of training will cause different stimulus to the muscles in different ways, you know? Let's see here. My dad's sugar intake increased when he stopped drinking. He's type 2 diabetic now. I'm very sorry to hear that. They need to take that serious. People need to take that way more seriously than they do. I was dealing with flashbacks of the past trauma when I was so close to binging last night, but I'm so happy I said no. My health is important. That's awesome that you avoided the binge.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Do not over-restrict today, Katie. Make sure you eat, like I would start your day off with protein only, with healthy fat, nothing that tastes sweet, because you don't want to have a glycemic response. Make sure you eat your normal portion of calories today. Try to de-stress. Focus on hydration, hydrate as much as possible. But great fucking job. Let's see here. Crystal, what can I do for sore, tight hips, especially your front right hip and pelvic bone?
Okay, so whenever pain is involved, I'm always going to suggest talking to your doctor and see if there's an issue going on there. But for tight hips, when you know that there's no injury or anything that needs to be addressed by a doctor, I like low lunges and just focusing on opening the hips. That's a really good one. And sitting in cobbler's pose, where you draw the bottoms of your feet together and release your knees out to the side. And you can use props to help these poses feel more comfortable. Especially for cobbler's pose, you can place cushions or blankets underneath your knees so that your hips can really relax. You don't feel like you're holding your knees up. They're relaxing on the blankets or the cushions, so that you can just really let that tightness go. But if you take my yoga classes, you could always stay after and we can talk about it, and I can give you some more specific suggestions.
Let's see. Helen, you're a totally different guy when your wife is by your side. Not really. Like, here's the thing. I'm normally talking about other stimulus that gets me, like keeps me fired up. That's the fucking thing. So not really. Like, if we would have her on and I'd be breaking down a video, the problem is, like, when I do, other people don't get a chance to talk. But I hear you. But she hears me say every fuck. She's normally sitting in the chair when I'm going to fuck off on people. Mm-hmm. She's nodding her head. So,
I'm usually in the room.
Yeah. I hope someday I find a man who adores me as much as Ellen does Crystal. I hope you do too. Because I think everybody, that's the goal. Like, I mean, what the fuck? That's the goal. Like, I don't understand people that don't have that as a goal. You know, I really don't. So, hey, Ellen and Crystal, I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel, but with no filter between my brain and mouth, I'd be canceled in a week. It's tough. That's why I have the podcast. No shit. I enjoyed your app for the past month and getting to know some of the other people through food choices. Alan seems to really like chili. It's a matter of convenience.
I love chili.
We love chili. The Instapot, like, people. By the way, anybody that says that you don't have time, I made chili yesterday in 5 minutes of prep. Pressed a button, and then 3 hours later, that shit was perfect.
Yep.
You know, I mean, like, literally.
Just walked away from it. And
yeah.
It was great.
we do that fairly often. Like, I make a beef dish in there that literally takes, like, even when I make like our Asian beef, 20 minutes. Like, I start rice in the microwave. It takes 20 minutes, and by the time it's done, the beef is soft. I start with a whole chuck loin. I cut the fat off. I throw the fat into the wok. As the fat's rendering down, I then slice the beef really thin. I pull the beef chunks, the crispies out, basically, throw them out. I have a bunch of tallow, so I take about half of it and hold it because we use that as like kind of cooking fat. And then I add rice wine vinegar, sweet soy sauce, aminos, some garlic, some ginger, a few other seasonings. Put the meat in, brown the meat, and then rice wine vinegar to tenderize it. 20 minutes later, when the microwave goes off and the rice is ready, our beef is ready, and we eat. You know, people overcomplicate shit. Tyrone is not coming for you. Absolutely not. Alan and Elgin roast collab. What do I possibly have to add? Like, he's an actual comedian. I just say some funny shit. That's not his thing. It's just not. I've lost 12 pounds in a month doing OMAD, down 45. Good for you. Good for you. Just be careful. Make sure it's a consistent thing you can do.
Yeah.
Does someone like Tess or Anna or anyone you speak about their bad choices, have they ever reached out to you? Tess Holliday has talked shit on me to dozens of people who have sent me screenshots. I don't know if Anna knows who the fuck I am. I don't give a fuck if they do. They can all reach out to me. I'll give them the same advice, and I would do it live. I'm not one of these new wave people. If anybody that thinks I wouldn't say shit to somebody's face does not know me. That is not how I roll. I firmly, as a matter of fact, just to be honest, it gets a little bit more fucking savage face to face. But Tess Holliday absolutely knows who I am. So 100% knows who I am. Like, I've literally seen screenshots of messages she has sent to people, and I'm not going to say who sent them because then that breaks their trust. But multiple people. She has reached out to talk shit on me to multiple people. And I feel bad for Tess. Tess is 400 and fucking some pounds, and she's a mom. It's irresponsible and just pitiful at the same time. And she's a humongous liar. Like, I don't mean humongous, but she's humongous physically, but also humongous in what she does.
She tells big lies.
Big lies. I love you. I love you. Would you have a convo with John from Obese to Beast? I'm still salty with him with how he treated Michelle. I would have a conversation with John. John's completely disingenuous. And he presents whatever he thinks is going to be popular. I find it fucking crazy that John talks shit on me. I really do. I just find it crazy that he went out of his way to talk shit on me, that he couldn't listen to me anymore. John is a fat guy that does the same shit every single fucking day, eats the same goddamn thing, and worked out really hard to lose weight. I feel bad for him because John is one ankle injury away from about 100 pounds of regain. So I would gladly help John and coach him to a little bit healthier of a lifestyle. He would just need to accept the fact that he's John. So he seems to be having a hard time with that concept. So, but I talked to him. Absolutely. I feel bad for Tess's kids. I do too. I feel bad for Tess. I really do. I think most of us care about people like Tess, Amberlynn, April more than they do. 100%. The great Alan fucking Roberts, asterisk, the word fuck, dark days. I love it. I get 8 hours of sleep tonight, and I am a modest 135 pounds, but I still feel like I'm not resting. Can you make any suggestions? You feel like you're not rested. What's your hydration like? What's your nutrition like? What's your sleep quality like? Just because you're in bed for 8 hours doesn't necessarily mean you're sleeping well. I have sometimes will be in bed for 7 hours and feel not very rested, but I can get 5 hours of super solid sleep and feel good. So it just depends, you know. First Spartan race this November. Strength, conditioning, and functionality are peaking at 44. Great fucking job. Yeah, nice. Great. Crystal especially loves mud runs. We will do some this year. I'm not a big runner. I don't like running. How did society get this bad? I understand people can do what they want to, but why are we setting up to pretend gluttony and obesity are okay and normal? Because they consume. They're money. They're cash cows, literally. Like,
the sad part is when they pretend it's healthy. Yeah, because it's not.
I mean, they consume more food, more pharma, more fuel. They cause more production. It's just reality. You know, like they are the largest consumers, physically and quantitatively. You know, I get that I lost 76 pounds and found a lump on my neck. Luckily, it was benign. I'm very happy to hear it was benign. Very happy. Tips for mat slipping if you don't want to buy an entire new mat. Weightlifting chalk eliminates hand and feet sweat. I don't know about that, actually. So, hey guys, I overcame childhood obesity and lost 60 pounds over the next few years, became lazy as a teen. I'm now back working out. And what tips for losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time? Okay. If you're morbidly obese, focus on getting to a healthy weight. Worry about muscle later. Okay. People let that shit fucking get in the way. Every dude I ever fucking speak to that is 300 fucking pounds, the first thing they say is, I don't want to lose strength. Nobody gives a fuck about your deadlift. Nobody gives a fuck about, like, I understand, like, if you are a low muscle mass, wanting to preserve it, you will preserve muscle if you keep working out consistently, as much as possible. But if you are obese, there is not a more pressing thing in your life than unobesing yourself. Nothing. People that use that is a mental excuse that people use to avoid weight loss. Well, I want to lose weight to get healthy, but I don't want to lose muscle mass. Why? Do you make money from your strength or your muscle mass? You can always, once you get to unobese state, then function on just being consistent and gaining muscle back, and that should likely happen anyway as your body reaches a state where you've unobesed yourself. But please, 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 none of you should consider that it should be a factor in losing muscle mass. If you eat whole foods, protein, and healthy fat focused first, stay away from processed carbohydrates as much as you can, your body will, and you do any type of resistance training or activity, your body will preserve as much muscle as it can naturally. Your body naturally goes towards fat stores to burn and use for energy. It does not go through the process of breaking muscle down before fat. It just doesn't. So please, please don't use that as an excuse for yourself. I would suggest that you start thinking about making sure you, in a healthy way, lose weight. Focus on that first if you're obese, okay? You two look like a great couple. We should all strive to find love and be the best we can. Absolutely. I completely. Cynical dude, I would still love to have him on. He just hasn't answered my fucking shit. Do you guys have a kettlebell workout? Do we?
Well, I mean, we could set you up with a kettlebell program, but you may want to search out a trainer that specializes in kettlebell workouts.
Yeah. If you're going to learn a new style of training, you should learn that in person with somebody, you know? Trying to bulk thanks to YouTube. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. For my age, I'm only 16, have a past of losing weight. That if you are obese at 16 years old, unobese yourself in a healthy way. Talk to your parents. Mm-hmm. Then have your parents have you talk to a nutritionist. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I was 17 years old, I was 18 stones. I'm 22 years old. I'm 13 stones. Just wanted to thank you for the great content. Been listening since 2019. Thank you very much. Patricia, this is how they are on consultations. I love them both. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. You guys should do a short videos of making these recipes. That would be awesome. There's actually, the videos are on the recipes. Like there's a video that you click and it shows
on the app.
On the app, yeah. Alan, ever since I stumbled upon your videos 4 years ago, I've changed my life for the better. My favorites are the ones of you roasting Tyrone. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bought a 6-in-1 air fryer yesterday, roasted potatoes, green beans, and pork chops in 15 minutes.
Nice.
I mean, it takes people that, if you say you don't have time to make food, an air fryer and Instapot, we use the air fryer and Instapot fairly fucking exclusively. Yep. We really do. I still saute stuff, but that's about it. High protein vegetarian breakfast ideas other than eggs. Beans. Peas.
Yep.
I mean, when you go to
those are the suggestions
when you go to vegetarian food and you want high protein, there's only so much. Mm-hmm. Legumes, eggs, and peas. And I mean, most vegetables have some protein in them, just a very small quantity, you know? Vegan chili is an absolute staple. Absolutely. It freezes really well.
Yep.
Instapot is awesome. We completely agree. I love this group. Such great people. I'm off to work. Thank you very much. We're going to get off here soon. I didn't realize we're almost 2 hours in here.
Yeah, we have clients soon.
We have clients soon. Crystal is a rock star. She is.
Oh,
she is the driving factor behind everything. Speaking about John, Obese to Beast, he did a video about that guy, Nakado Avocado. Guy has been missing MIA for weeks now. And Nakado Avocado gets what he fucking gets. I hate to sound fucking rude, but he gets what he fucking gets. If he reached out to me, I'd help him because I'd help anybody. But motherfucker, like joking about cancer and fucking all that bullshit, fuck him too. Like if he would have said that shit in front of my face, there would have been some old school shit going on. I just got to say that for real. Anybody that's ever lost anybody to cancer, I mean, I would not react well to that shit. Fucking making light of cancer and shit like that, I would not fucking do well. I'm getting a little angry right now thinking about it. So, but I would still help him. You know, if he would be like, I'm sorry for what I fucking said, and he wouldn't even need to apologize, I'd still help him. I'd help anybody. I don't give a fuck what your politics are. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. I don't give a fuck who you want to fuck. I don't give a fuck your age. I don't give a fuck what your color is. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I just want everybody to be healthy. I'd help anybody. People are like, would you help this person? Would you help that? I'd help anybody.
Yes.
Anybody. I lost 60 pounds and now 122. I am so hungry on my maintenance calories. Any tips? We do have coaching and consultations right here. So it would be very hard for me to just blanket fucking shoot that shit out on the information you just gave. So I'm going to give this, by the way, one more time. You can get our book, Fuck Being Fat. It comes with a month of the app. And we can also follow us on Alan Roberts Uncensored. We have our nutrition and activity coaching, which sounds like would be a good thing for you, by the way. And we do have our intensive daily interaction coaching also listed on that. Have you heard of Club Bells? They seem to be gaining popularity. Is it like the thing where you swirl around? I don't know. So, Alan, you saved my life. Thank you, man. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Best high-protein breakfast, steak. Thoughts on Greek yogurt?
I love steak and eggs.
Yeah, steak and eggs. Yummy. Yeah. Thoughts on Greek yogurt? Greek yogurt and a little bit of protein powder fairly fucking often. We're making our own yogurt this weekend, I think. Even without an air fryer and other quick cooking appliances, preparing your meals is not really time consuming. It's not. There are a few people that don't deserve help. Nick is one of them. Everybody deserves help. I just want to put that out there. Nick is one of those people, though. I'm a firm believer that because Nick comes from a generation that missed an ass kicking. You know, like there was a time when you would say say shit, and that you needed to be able to like if I say something online, I would say it to that person's face 100% of the time. You know, and the consequences are the consequences. But when you make light of shit like some shit that's going to be offensive, you should understand that there might be some shit at the end of that. You know what I mean? Like everybody deserves help, though.
Yeah. What I want to say is everyone deserves help, but you have to want to help yourself. You know, like it can't just be other people wanting to help you. You have to put in the work yourself because no one can actually do it for you.
Very good point. Alan, your lady is beautiful and super sweet. She's my lady. I'm her man more than anything. More than anything. I'm not a fully functioning human being. Without her, I probably wouldn't even be alive right now. Just to be real. So, but have her on more often. We likely will. At this time of the day, normally she's already hard at work. I do a lot of the talking. She does all the thinking. So I don't actually think, I just spew. It's been great. We obviously love Crystal. Outstanding. Thank you. And guys, we are going to give Alan any advice for fitness addict Tyrone? None. You know, like he's in better shape than most people. I'll say that. You know, like people need, like, that's the thing. Like I fuck with him because obviously he's a moron, but you know, and if you're willing to put yourself out there and be a moron, be ready for people to fucking say shit. My thing about it is, And at one point in time, she was like, "You're picking on like a mentally handicapped person." You said it. You know you did. But then
I
he's
didn't say he was mentally handicapped.
you said stupid or something like that. So, but then he started making fun of people in the gym, and she was like, "Get him."
Mhm.
She was like, "Get him," you know.
Yep.
So I fucking waylaid him into it again, and then the fucking idiot mentioned my name and was like, "We got to do something about it. Do something about it, then. Fucking get froggy, motherfucker. Well, let's have a live conversation." And then he backed away from that. My thing is this: like, 2020 changed everything, people. Like, we have a world to save. It's literally our new one of our new hashtags,
Mhm.
and I will help anybody get healthy. I will literally help anybody get healthy. We coach anybody. I don't like again. We've had trans people. I've got nothing against trans people. Like I think that people misconstrue me saying my honest thoughts as me having something against people, and I just don't. Like I have no problem with trans people at all. One of my favorite clients of all times was trans. Like
Mhm.
of all time, was trans. And I just don't have an issue with that. We've got tons of gay friends. We've got like,
Not that we have favorites.
not that we have favorites at all, but we'd help anybody. Like I just don't like. I'm a big believer in fairness. Like my issue with the trans movement is that like biological men should not be punching women in the head ever.
Yeah.
There's a very serious fucking physical advantage. It's unfair by giving somebody acknowledgement should not involve, the diminishing of women. I don't give a fuck who you want to fuck. I don't give a fuck, what religion you are. I'm atheist. All religions are fucking wacky to me. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what political side you sit on. I don't give a fuck about any of that. We all, as a people, as a species, should try to be as healthy as possible. What we have going on in society right now is massively unhealthy in many ways. In many, many, many ways. The complete dismissal of health issues based off of what you eat and your physical activity and your body size is in fact fucking fairy tale. It's ridiculous. It's like saying you can put diesel fuel into a fucking moped and have it run okay. It's ridiculous. It's like we've got people right now, the fat acceptance people right now, there's a bunch of them pissed off that they can't go horseback riding. You want to fucking kill a horse? Like reality exists, and that's my thing. We need to enter a stage of reality, and in order for that reality, once that reality hits, we'll help you. But if you are a fat acceptance member out there, or you are somebody that is in denial or needs help or makes excuses or whatever, the second you come to the realization that you actually need fucking help, we will be here to help you. No Morbidity will be here to help you. We will be here to coach you. We'll be here to give you advice. Tons of people are dedicated to it. Mark and our other business partners have many things planned and in line to try to help people get healthy because 2020 changed everything. The state of ill health in our country and in the world was used as a weapon to literally control the population. It's factual. We need to avoid this. We human beings should be free, and you cannot truly be free if you are a slave to the pharmaceutical industry, or if you are a slave to other things like your obesity and food. We need to help people free themselves, and that's what Crystal and I want to do. So, do you have any last words? They're beautiful. Where can they find you? I do that all the time. Nick has massive issues and needs physical, mental. I agree with that. I absolutely do. We would help him. We would help him. Mm-hmm. Anyway, thank you all for joining. We'll be back. I might go live a little later on the day. I don't know. Possibly. It depends on what we got going on. I hope all of you have a great weekend.
Yes, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for having me.
And please do check out our coaching, buy the book, get on the app, and we'll go from there. Have a good day, guys. Goddamn.
Thank you.
Say goddamn. No, she's not saying it.